Yeah, Richie Rich, you deserve to be free, and welcome. This is the 27th of February, and yeah, it's basically doing some things here in Vietnam, trying to be free, and also creating stuff. I'm looking at starting a business in the next, another kind of like a side business. Not going to take a lot of time, but it's something I think I just kind of fell into it. I don't know, like I said, it's just starting. I'll know more when I get going. I'll say something more. But also, I am registering my. I'm going to be registering a business here now officially in Vietnam. That means I'm going to have a company and everything else. So it comes with the TRC, which stands for Temporary Resident Card. So that enables me to stay here longer, and if it really clamped down on certain TRC applications and tourist and work visas. A lot of teachers, English teachers, have been not be able to renew, so they have to leave the country. Tourist visas are just giving 30 days now. They're not giving. They used to give 90 days. So, and even then at 90 days, you're allowed to cross the border to Cambodia, come back. But now that's going to be very inconvenient if you're doing 30 days. And well, with still wanting quarantine, it makes it very difficult for someone who wants to stay here a lot. So, if you want to be free from the Western society and want to start a business here in Vietnam, there is ways to do it. And if you want to know more, you can contact me, and I will point you in the right direction. I have to let you know, but it is not cheap. But there is other ways around it. But well, I shouldn't say legitimate ways. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's illegitimate, but there's ways around it too to make sure. If some people don't have the funds. There is ways we can help someone get that way, okay? There's some ways we can help. But we prefer everybody can invest on their own. And yeah, it's an investment visa. Before I had investment visa. Now I have a company visa. Well, it's in the process of doing it, but it's not going to be a problem. It takes about 10 weeks roughly. It takes around that long, maybe a little less, depending on the bureaucracy. So, but it is where it is, and I like to stay here, and I enjoy living here in Vietnam, and talking to a couple other people who want to start businesses, and where I'll be more of a silent partner, so I'll invest a little bit, and there's other things as far as my investments in Canada. They need to get released to me, and that's a waiting process as well. So yeah, it's all coming together, but it's not. It should be basically a couple, few weeks to 10 weeks here, and maybe even longer, because my residency, I'm still waiting on that application, which takes 3 to 4 months, or up to 6 months, and I'm just over a month into it. So hoping to know more by April. End of April, May, maybe June, who knows. But yeah, I'm losing residency from my country because of, well, I'm not going to be there, so there's some advantages of doing that. And and now with all this political chaos now in Canada and US and some other countries around the world, I feel it's a lot more free here. Even though it's a communist country, so is China is a communist country, but it's just communist by name. Like people have to pay for stuff. Communist is government owns everything. Well, the government doesn't own everything. People own their houses and they own businesses and everything else. So a little misnomer on how people are being referred to that as a communist country. So, like, there's no free health care and stuff like that, like you get in some other countries like Cuba. But the government, there's one ruling party. So I guess we go that way. So yeah. So anyway, I'm starting up a corporation here. I'm doing my online marketing with selling my Freedom book. Check that out. and masterteacher33.com. I'm doing links for him and supporting him. He's got the Canadian report, more like a life design report. Very beneficial to you people. If you want to know more about that, please click on the link below, or if you don't see it there, check it out at masterteacher33.com. And Will Rogers. And what else? Yeah, so that's that end of it. If you're looking, like I said, if you're looking at coming over here and wanting to start a business, yeah. Another thing too, I'm in the process of, I'm kind of excited about as well, is my son's going to come over here. And that's in the process. That's just starting. And it's all tied to my company, TRC, all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit of a process. Hoping he gets over here by the end of April, third week to the end of April. And he really wants to get out of Canada. More so just, he's been pretty stressed for the last 2 years with this whole C virus that was going around and lockdowns and stuff. So we don't have a lockdown here. A lot of countries are lifting them. So, and the only thing over here is they really want you to wear your masks. Some people do, some people don't. It doesn't seem too enforced. But anyway, he wants to come over here, and that's great. He's going to be here at least 3 months, and we'll reconnect because it's been over 2 years since I've seen him. So yeah, and so anyway, getting back to freedom. Like I said at the beginning, if you're looking at getting out of the country, trying something different, there's lots of options out there. I'm not saying Vietnam is the best. You got to do your own due diligence and look for a really good country to stay or leave. I know there's some good Latin American countries. What else? Other countries I know. I'm not too familiar with Thailand and Cambodia and those type of countries. They might have a little similar. Asia has a little more cost-effective as far as living. And one thing I do like about Vietnam right now regarding the dollar, and I was promoting, I was saying in my previous video about everybody should have a bit of crypto because you know where these dollars are going, especially now in Canada. They did have this emergency act and they started stopping people's bank accounts and everything else just for donating, and then apparently there was a little bit of run on the banks and they had to revoke that law so they would keep people at ease. But I'm a big favor of having a plan B for your finances. Don't be totally reliant on the dollar. I'm not saying you should put everything in the crypto. I know some people do. That's your own choice, but you need to do your own due diligence, but you should have something in there. Just like they say you should own some gold as well, because if these currencies really go for a crapper in the next few years, I think that the way some analysis, some of the analysts I've been following, like alternative, not mainstream, looking like the dollar is not going to last much longer past 2030. So, but in the meantime, it's probably going to go higher, 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 and same with gold and everything else. So you've got to really position yourself, and same with crypto, because if they stop your bank accounts, you got something else that you can spend money on. So you really should get set up for that. But I was going somewhere with this. Oh yeah, with the dollar and Vietnam. So anyway, the dollar with Vietnam, people don't know, but if you look at Mexico, not so much Mexico, there's other as well. Turkey is a big one right now. Lebanon is another one. And I think there's going to be a lot more coming on board the next couple of years as their currencies have really dropped in value, big time. Really inflation, like in Turkey, I think it was 30% in one month. They lost the value of their dollar. Lira, I guess it is. So the big thing is make sure you protect yourself. There's ways of doing it, like I just said before. But when I was saying about Vietnam, Vietnam is tied to the dollar of U.S. It's not a floating rate like it is with the Canadian dollar against U.S. dollar or euro or pound or Australian or Mexico peso. So when their currencies get dropped really much, everything gets more expensive. And that's what people are finding out in other countries. You get higher inflation. Things cost because everything's cost in U.S. dollar. You look at price of wheat on the exchanges. Everything's priced in U.S. dollar. So So when you buy wheat or sell wheat, everything around the world is priced. So if your currency is dropping, it's going to cost a lot more. So what I was saying before about Vietnam is that it's tied. They don't allow it to float. They might adjust it a wee bit, but it's not. It's totally tied. Now there is pros and cons to that. But right now, being in the communist country, so the only thing that would really hurt Vietnam is if the dollar gets really strong, which I think it's going to get strong. Some of the analysis here in the next few years, that means their goods and services are going to be more expensive because it's priced in US dollar, unless they adjust their prices. So what I'm getting with is it'd be very difficult to have hyperinflation here right now. Things could get more expensive because everything is getting more expensive in US dollars, and that means that everything goes up. But if your currency is on a floating rate, it can be a double whammy as far as dropping in value. And means along with the higher prices in US dollar, then your currency is losing value, you're really getting hurt. So what's what I like about Vietnam right now, the dollar, it's kind of tied right now, so it's obviously there's no guarantees, something can always happen, and you don't know. But right now I kind of like that, and it's a little more stable. And people are not really trusting China anymore, and now you got the whole Russia war going on. So anyway, I think I've rambled on enough here. It's been 11 minutes. So anyway, that's it. Check out my links below about the freedom and Dr. Will Rogers with the DAKNA report, and we will talk to you later. This is Richie Rich. You deserve to be free. Bye for now.